Hello everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at the large degree picture on the US stock market, in particular the YM, to see how MTPredictor has helped over the last few months, particularly with all the chaos that's been going on in Europe with Russia and Ukraine. But let's start with our disclaimer, and remind that all examples in these videos should be considered as hypothetical. No trades are actually taken, they're just shown for illustration and training purposes only. Remind you there's a risk of loss in trading and investing. Put another way, all professional traders know and understand, but more importantly accept that losses can and will and do unfold. It doesn't matter what trading approach you take, there always will be losing trades. Right, this is the daily chart of the YM on a March contract, and I want to have a look at how things have been unfolding basically since the end of last year. You can see on this daily chart we had a VS or volume spike sell. This would have been prepared in advance, because if you go to the weekly chart and I go back in time to back before December or halfway through December, you can see we had a previous high there. So if you right mouse click, do decision point, can you see how that gave you an area of resistance? It was on the chart in advance, it was before the market even got there. If I turn trading mode off, you can see that what happened was the market actually went up to that level and made the high at that level. So if I now come down to the daily chart, there you can see what happened is that we had a VS sell on the daily chart, but look where it came in, right at the weekly resistance area. Now remember, that weekly resistance area was on the chart in advance. It came in before the market even got there, so it was preparing you way back here, back in the beginning or mid-December here. It was preparing you in advance for this high that came in at the beginning of January, on the 5th of January. So this would have had you ready for this before the market even got there. That was a nice VS sell that caught the very bar of the high there. The market declined down. It then has come back up again. Where did it go back up into? If I right mouse click here and do Elliott wave intermediate, you can see it came right into our wave 2 or B resistance area and then gave a red sell bar at that level there. Could you have prepared for that in advance? Yes, you could have done. Let's use our trading mode again. Let's jump back to here somewhere. So you can see the market came down. It came down into where? If I take a DP off this previous low, again, remember that the DPs are on the chart in advance. You can see that this came in and then found support right at that level. So the market is now making a corrective move up. So I can use our WPT tools, do WPT up and use wave 2 or B. We now select on the beginning of wave A, then the end of wave A. And you can see this then gave you the area of potential resistance. As you can see again, it is on the chart in advance, so it's there ready for you. If I turn trading mode off, you can see that's exactly what happened, with the market coming up into this level, making a high there with a red sell bar, and that's then the start of the decline down. So as you can see, MTPredictors help you in advance with preparing for the potential high at the beginning of January. Again, that corrective low there, and also now our low there, then our corrective high coming here before the market's carrying on down. Same with the ES. If I take the ES and I take a DP off that previous high there, you can see that that's where the resistance came in, right at that DP high. And again, this rally back up here again was into a wave 2 or B corrective high. This wasn't quite so clear because off the high there wasn't a red sell bar like there was in the YM, so it was not quite as clear, but again the pattern was still the same. So where can things go now? Well, if we assume that this is a wave 2, because this is coming in a major high, we can then project in advance where a potential support zone is by using our wave 3 down. Again, you can see we can do all of this in advance by clicking on the relevant swing highs. You can see now that gives you a potential support zone right the way down there. Is the market going to get there? Well, first it has to get through the DP of the previous low. So I take the DP off this low here, which is here. You can see this is where the market is at the moment. This is where we are here now. So if we make 2 consecutive closes below this low here, or this DP support zone here, then we may well have a continued decline down into the typical wave 3 WPT. But it has to get through this support zone first. But that's all in the future. Again, we don't know what the future brings because markets can go random. But so far, the pattern on the YM has been very, very nice indeed, where we were prepared in advance for this weekly resistance. This was on the chart before the market got there. The market came up, made a VS sell on the very bar of the high, the 5th of Jan. It then came down into DP support here. It's then made a corrective rally up into our wave 2 or B that then signaled the start of the next decline down, and that's what's happened over the last few weeks. So MTPredictor has done a good job of helping you guide you on the large degree picture on the daily chart and weekly chart of the US stock market.